He accidentally discovered a secret in their wedding photo.
His wife's two fingers were crossed, a gesture that meant asking God for forgiveness, which implied their marriage did not truly count. The next day Truman did not expose her. Instead, he acted as usual because he wanted to see what this woman, who had lived with him for so many years, was really hiding. When she was leaving for work, Truman deliberately told her that he would cross his fingers to wish her luck. She froze for a second but quickly put on a standard smile before rushing off to work. To find out the truth, he quietly followed her to the hospital where she worked. A nurse tried hard to block him, so Truman asked the nurse to pass along a message to his wife and then to leave.
But he was only fainting. He quickly turned back and followed the nurse.
Suddenly, a patient in a wheelchair sped toward Truman as if to stop him. Truman dodged easily but then ran into a staff member pushing a cart down the hallway, deliberately swaying to keep him from passing. Truman shoved the cart aside and finally reached the operating room where his wife was assisting in surgery. What awaited him was a sloppy performance. The surgeon was about to cut when the supposedly anesthetized patient suddenly sat up.
Truman realized something was very wrong.
His discovery was only the tip of the iceberg. In truth, Truman had been born inside a massive studio built just for him. Haven Island.
5,000 cameras operated around the clock.
Millions witnessed his birth, and people in over 100 countries watched him learn to walk. Every move Truman made was broadcast live, leaving no secrets at all. For 30 years he lived under cameras without ever realizing it. The show was called The Truman Show. Everyone in it was an actor except Truman himself. The director planted ads along his daily path and placed products into his wife's shopping cart. One morning on his way to work, a spotlight fell from the sky and smashed on the ground. He picked it up and saw it was labeled serious. Instinctively he looked up but saw nothing unusual. It was his first moment of doubt, the first problem he could not explain. Soon after, the radio reported that a plane had malfunctioned and dropped parts, so Truman dismissed it. But that day something happened that shook him completely. As he walked his usual route to work, he saw a figure that was both familiar and strange. He turned back and realized it was his father, the same father who had supposedly died many years ago.
At once, staff rushed in and dragged his father away.
Truman tried to chase after him, desperate to know the truth, but a crowd of people blocked him, and he lost the chance to see his father again.